And it says we are live. That was weird. I've got like an hourglass thingy or whatever, the spinny disc on the vertical stream. This is the first time that the vertical one is acting weird. Don't know. Fantastic. An amazing week. Okay, the bot's working. That went fast. Absolutely fantastic week. We had so much fun. Yeah, I saw your thing with the flowers and the lady's face thing. That was really cool. Oh no. I don't know.
No, sound is fine.
Okay. Got me worried for a moment there. There's a little bit of lag between when you ask a question and an answer, so it's a little bit different from last week. We were trying something else to try to get the vertical stream working, which does not seem to be working at all. I don't know why. Cool. Yeah, the vertical stream is just not working today at all. At least before, it looked like both sides were the same, but this one, it's just a black screen with the looping, like it's trying to buffer or something. Although it says it has excellent connection. I don't understand what's wrong. Yeah, Sylvia, I got tattoos. They are amazing. They're so cool. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And once again, I'm still working on the rainbow bag that we started at the beginning of the year and made a lot of progress. We're about an inch away from being completed with it. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how much we can get done tonight. I am joined by my lovely wife, Mandy. Whoa, ended up putting her up on the whole screen. That wasn't my intention. Anyways, yes, we had a fantastic week away from all of the normal working and everything else. It was a lot of relaxation. Although there was a little mishap, a misunderstanding of how to use the sunscreen. And so I have blotchy spots that are sunburnt. And yeah, that's not great. Around my neck and stuff right now, it's got like an itchy, crispy feeling that I'm really not enjoying. But yeah, that's a thing. But yes, I have a tattoo along my arm now of a snake, and the snake doubles as a 6-inch ruler. So now, like I was asking Mandy for some portable paintbrushes for watercoloring, because that's kind of what I was doing while we were away. I did some painting and stuff, and she was looking at different ones, and she found a particular set and says, but look, they're only 10 cm. I said, hang on a second. And I was able to look at my arm and see how long 10 cm was. I'm like, oh no, that seems like a really great length for being portable and but not being too small. So that was a really cool thing. Like right out the gate, I am adapting and using the thing, you know, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so the place we went to is like a sanctuary for a bunch of abandoned cats. So apparently they take care of about 80 cats. I don't know that we necessarily saw more than a dozen, but there was some that like definitely took to us, and we had some that were coming into our room and hanging out with us, and you know, it was amazing. It was so much fun. Yeah, so yeah, Mandy was the one who, I just wanted a ruler. Mandy was the one that suggested it should be disguised somehow, maybe a plant like a rose, and then like have the thorns at different distances. And then so we tossed it to the tattoo artist and asked him what he thought, and he came up with the snake thing. And I thought, wow, that's really, really cool. So yeah, I don't know, I love the tattoo. It's really fun.
You really got the brief.
Yeah. Yeah, so when right before the stream, oh, I put my phone on the charger. Right before the stream, I held my phone up here and then kind of measured like, oh, it's about this much further down that I need to go. And then I was able to bring my finger over to this and was like, oh, that's approximately 1 inch. So again, I'm adapting to my new measuring toy, and absolutely loving it. It's really cool. And if somebody then asks me, well, how much is that in cm, I can do that because it's got both inches and the metric. I'm not sure that the millimeters are necessarily perfectly spaced or anything, but yeah, a little more than 2.5 cm left to go on this. When do the brushes come in? I thought you got them from AliExpress, but I noticed that there's nothing in AliExpress.
It's Shopee. That'll be faster.
Right.
Hang on, let me check.
Cool.
By Wednesday.
Wow, that is fast. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's how this is going to turn out for me. But like the instance where Mandy had found those brushes is particularly the one big thing that really interested me. When you hear about a description or something on an online shop, the first thing that goes through my head, well, how big is that? And I don't easily do the metric system because I grew up in the United States, and so it's not my first thing. So to hear 10 cm, I'm like, I really don't have a visual of what that looks like. So being able to look at my arm, count out 10 cm, and then yeah, it's just a whole easier way for me to be able to work with stuff and figure things out. And measure bracelet lengths to know if I'm getting, the same kind of consistencies or whatever. Right on. Can you interchange them in your head? Like if I told you that I'm 112 kg, would you know what that is in pounds? Some of these strings are so much shorter than others. It's crazy. Right, right. Okay. Yeah, so we were away for the entire week, well, from Monday through Friday. And we were in a room that didn't even have a television. And somehow we were fine. We had cats.
I miss them.
Yeah, there were some real good ones. There was ones that would join us at our meals. There was one that stayed around our room.
Our room. She stayed in our bed.
Yes, that's true. She laid out and put her paw on my leg just to make sure I wasn't like going to try to sneak away. I never felt so pleasantly trapped. Oh, and she talked. This cat was absolutely like the most talkative thing. Like, as soon as it would see us, it would meow, 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 meow. It was adorable. So, honey, could you just double check to make sure there isn't a vertical stream? That I doubt there is because it's black and not doing anything.
Nope.
Okay.
No vertical stream.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. It's just circling like it's hung up on something. It's never done that before though, so I don't know what's new. I can't believe we're at the end of the month again. That's pretty crazy. We have the members hangout tomorrow night. It feels like it was barely any time at all from the last time we did this. It absolutely blows my mind. So I'm trying to make sure whenever it comes up to like this, where the blue and the blue are together, I'm making sure that it's the longest one that's going to continue on, so that way we don't run into a problem, the strings not being long enough for this project. I don't think I have the string to replace anything. So I got to be cautious with what I'm doing. Mind you, it's only an inch more to go. I should be fine. Should be a trouble, but I like to err on the side of caution, so. Oh, I didn't tell you, Mandy, I didn't tell you about I got a funny comment here recently on a YouTube video saying that they knew of my bigger works, but they didn't know that I also made bracelets and stuff, and that they were pleased to know that I made bracelets as well, and then asked some questions about how to sit and do knots over a long period comfortably. Basically, ergonomics of it and all. So yeah. But I thought it was kind of funny that, like, I'm so known for these bigger projects that somebody might not realize that I actually have small stuff too. But yeah, I told them basically an easel with a board that's, can clamp to the easel that can move accordingly will help immensely, because of the fact of how it you can put it at a height that works for you. Like, I can't tell you exactly what the height is to be comfortable, but you'll figure it out. Like, if it's too high and your shoulders start hurting, bring it down a little bit. I still haven't decided, like, whether or not this bag has been really quick to make, or if it's really taking a long time. I don't have a real comfortable idea as to where I think it should be. But we might have a sudden new project starting as soon as this one's done. Mandy gave me an idea here just before the stream started. Apparently, if you put like a branded item like in view during your video, it can prompt the company that makes that product to saying that you have used their image or their likeness in a way to help get more views and make more money, and therefore they want shares of the profits or any money that you're making from the stream. So basically, if I take a drink from one of my carbonated beverages, they might want some money from me, and I don't want to pay for that. So Mandy suggested making a sleeve that I can put my little carbonated beverage into, and then I don't have to worry about them coming after me. Mind you, I don't think they do it with the small fish, but it's still a good idea for the project. So, yeah. They might as well not say what the brand is because, after all, they're not going to pay me. Like, honestly, I love this particular brand. If they were to give me some money, I would say their name all the time. But I'm sure we're not going to make that agreement. Exactly. And just to be clear, it is just a diet carbonated beverage, not of the alcohol persuasion. Ah, I just saw a video today, and I really wish I knew if it was true or not. Apparently, the U.S. just had a lot of stuff that would normally come from Canada. Is now Canada is going to sell to like Indonesia and parts of Europe and whatever else, and forget about the US market because Trump is putting pressures with tariffs and other agreements and stuff that they're not agreeing to, and tried to bully them into some really bad deals. And Canada's had enough time to kind of sort out how to fix their situation and make arrangements with other places. So potatoes that would normally be sold to like McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King and stuff aren't going to make it down from Canada to the US. So now the US is going to have to figure out in a hurry how to produce enough stuff for themselves. Yeah, I know, right? So why is it still happening? Why is it still also, because I know that like they haven't stripped the shipping problem. There was a whole over here in Singapore to mail something to the US, we had to use like special services so that way the values and stuff are declared. Yeah, same. Same. I lived there and I have no idea what's going on with them. It absolutely do not understand what's going on. But yeah, it costs us I forgot what it was, like $25 for like a small envelope to ship
Up
to
to
the US.
500 grams, but that's any non-paper mail.
Right. But yeah, once once the tariffs and stuff lift, the regular postage should go back, and I would be able to sell bracelets to the US again. Hopefully, I'm going to be donating a bunch of more bracelets towards the place where we stayed in Indonesia that takes care of the cats. I had taken a bunch of bracelets over to just like, in case I felt like giving them out as gifts, but fell in love with the whole cat being saved thing. Gave them 10 bracelets, said, let me know if you have, if you sell them, and then we'll work out something where I send you more. So. Oh, I'd show off my other tattoo, but I can't because it's on my shoulder and I can't really get that under the camera or anything. But my other tattoo that you may have seen on Discord is of a horse, which is my Chinese zodiac sign. And so you have to wait like every 12 years before you get to do your sign again. And you only get to do your sign twice in your life. When you're born, and then again when you're 60. And of course, I'm not 60 yet. And that's because my birthday will happen before this Chinese year is out. So, hey, Rainbow. Welcome. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about the notion that it's the year of the horse, and I happen to be a horse, and I got me a horse tattoo as a souvenir. I think that's super, super cool. Doing good. This is the first time I've like tied knots in a week. The last time I was tying was on the last stream a week ago. It feels really good to be back into the whole vibe of it. I've been watercoloring and hanging out with cats. Watercolors have been really fun. I really have enjoyed that. Well, Rainbow, if you haven't seen, Sylvie learned some embroidery stuff and posted them over on the Discord. It looks really cool. They're like little beads and embroidered stuff. Oh, we didn't really share them because they're really not our pets. Oh, Mandy, if you look up Mandy on Instagram, you can see lots of cats. Lots of our trip, really. Yeah, Mandy took a lot more pictures and shared a lot more of the stuff over on Instagram than I did. I was just caught up in the mute. You have angered the bots. Whatever you may be, money, honey, we got your disease. Oh yeah, that was a good one. The TikTok.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Amy. I've been doing it for a while, so yeah, it it does feel a bit easy, um, and it might come as a surprise that I'm not looking at a pattern. It's something I enjoy doing. And it is technically kind of easy because there's only 4 knots. There's ones going to the left, there's ones going to the right, and then there's ones to go right, left, and ones to go left, right. And that's it. That's all there is. Yeah, well, that's where practice comes in. After a while, it gets easier. I have been tying knots most likely longer than the better part of my audience has been alive. So, yeah, that's kind of weird. There we go. So I can move on to the next little area. Yeah, I started tying knots. I was taught originally the candy stripe back in 1987. So yeah, and the majority of the people who watch are younger than that.
Nope.
But yeah, this is basically arrowheads, but they're at different stages that can link together, which was something I only kind of really figured out kind of recently. And yeah, so there's ones that started where the arrowhead was going upwards. There's some where it's just like a zigzag going off to the right. There's some where the zigzag is going off to the left, and they all just attach together perfectly to make something incredibly different. The Hershey pie thing is reminding me, we haven't had Burger King in a really long time. I love the veggie burger. Oh, right on. I haven't really done a lot of starbursts, but I have done a lot of pretty big projects. So I've done dovetails into pillows. I've done I don't know what that one is where it looks like the middle of it's like a figure eight. It's kind of like starts out looking like an arrowhead, but then it switches back the other direction. So you get like little figure eights in the middle of it. I made a pillow out of that. So in case you're wondering, this is a phone case or a phone bag that somebody would be able to carry their phone in, because, you know, that's tends to be a kind of popular thing these days. People are trying to carry minimal whatever, but they want their phone with them. Well, that's awesome. Like if I'm inspiring you, that's great. So yeah, this is a cylinder, and by making a cylinder means I can turn it into a bag quite easily. All I gotta do is seal up the bottom of it. I can either turn it inside out and tie knots to the strings across from each other and seal up the base that way, or I can bring it down into tassels, and I can do it like this is the bag for my phone. It's got like little tassels at the end of it. They kind of get in the way at times, like because I kept it to get my phone from getting scratched up, like when I throw it in the backpack. But the tassels sort of, you know, they could get in the way of the zippers or whatever. So kind of like the other way better, like putting the less tassels, more just sealed up. So Rainbow, you still here? Wow, big discrepancy between the two blues. One was super long and the other one was not. Oh, it's Rara. Hello. Oh, that's cool. I just wanted, we were talking about this earlier before you got here. I got a new tattoo of a snake on my arm. And I really kind of thought that, Rainbow, I thought you might actually enjoy this because it looks like it's a snake, but this part here is a ruler. So now when I'm looking at stuff or Mandy tells me that like the paintbrushes that I was looking for were 10 cm, I can look at my arm and I can say, oh, yeah, that's perfect. I'm really stoked about it. It's, yeah, I really like it. The tattooist. So I wanted a ruler. Mandy suggested it should be somehow disguised as something else. And so the idea was presented to the tattoo artist, and he was the one that came up with us the skeleton of a snake idea. I was like, heck yeah, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting kind of big. We're probably less than an inch away from being done now. I'm not sure how much we'll get done tonight. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, his story has just been going really far and wide with the whole notion of how he was getting, abused and other not getting along with the other monkeys and stuff. So Mandy was telling me that part of the problem why he was getting in fights with some of the other ones is because his mother rejected him and he was raised by humans. He was making eye contact, and the other, like the other dominant males or whatever, took that as a sign of aggression and would fight with him a lot. So he had to kind of learn don't to do that. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he learned eye contact from humans, and that put him in a kind of a bad way. So, but he's learning now. Now he's got protectors, and the story's getting better. Yeah. And the fact that he had a stuffed animal that he dragged around to help calm him or whatever. So yeah. Yeah. In touch with the ground. I'm on the hunt. I'm back. Lost in the crowd. And I'm hungry like a discordant rat. I'm on the hunt. I'm after you. So we've made it all the way around in 1 hour doing the bigger sized row. So that's pretty cool. I think we made it all the way around. It appears to be. Yeah. So now, this is like the arrowheads make a zigzag, right? So there's either the row of 5 or the row of 3. So we did a row of 5. So the next one should be even quicker because it's only 3 knots. Uh, this is the longest row that goes with the left knot. Oh, I know what I should do. I should ask you guys, get a random audience answer to see what you guys think. Because as Mandy pointed out earlier, there's two ways you can do this, and both of them are good ideas. But it didn't help me answer the question because I knew there were two ways to do this. I started a watercolor book, like it's special paper to be able to paint watercolors in. I started one when we were on our trip here last week, and either I continue filling in the book with just, as I continue learning, so that way I can look and see the progression of learning, or I can switch to other practice books and save this one for every time we go out on a holiday somewhere. So one would be cool to look back and be like, oh yeah, the holiday where, the pool is by the beach and whatever kind of things that were going on or whatever. Or just keep trying to fill in the book. And, because we bought some books to kind of teach me some technique, because I really don't know what I'm doing yet. And so we got like books to like learn how to do watercolors, and it really inspired me a lot while we were away to try stuff that I probably wouldn't have before. Real nice. I'm not sure what to do. Because like I seriously could do practices just on the 8.5 by 11 sheets and just try techniques and try things outside of the book. But then it wouldn't be like likely to look back at those or whatever. I don't know, they would get archived or get all the way to there. Okay. Okay. So get my phone here. Yeah, there really isn't that much more to go. Yeah, we might. I think we're going to be done next week. Oh, for anybody that was late coming in, I think after this project is done, we're throwing a new project in that I hadn't even considered until tonight. I'm going to make a sleeve for my soda so that way if I take drinks during the stream, it doesn't show the brand, and that way I can't get in any trouble for apparently how this works is if your can of whatever beverage shows up, they can say that their product placement is helping you with your stream, and therefore they want a cut of it, and they can basically take some of the money. And I don't make that much, so I don't want to give it away. So I'll make a little sleeve that I can throw the can into. And yeah, it should be a fun project. Should be interesting to see it, like, because, you know, like the can is cold and it's going to sweat when I first put it in there and stuff. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what happens with it getting wet and then drying out, you know, week after week. Should be fine. I mean, the bracelets I wear go in the shower with me, so it should be fine. I definitely think that we're going faster now that the strings are shorter. I think that makes a big difference about the whole project itself. Right. It means the end is near, which is always a great feeling. The dopamine starts to trickle in. My dopamine deprived brain starts to get the vibe that we're getting somewhere and that there'll be a reward soon. And see, the shorter rows are faster. I just made it from over here to over here already. And already I have to turn it. Go to here.
Oh no.
What's that, Stuart?
Remember that fish flavored things? The back.
Oh. The thing that I avoid because if I eat one, I'm going to eat the whole package.
Yes. Yeah.
That I've had to convince myself that they're awful, so just so I don't dip into them and then.
Uh-huh.
Why are you telling me that they're back?
Did I?
Yeah. And I've got witnesses.
Oops. But they're fish flavored.
Yeah.
You don't like them, right?
I'm trying really hard not to. It was a whole lot easier when I wasn't thinking about them.
You mentioned them recently.
Yeah, because I saw something else that looked like they'd be in that same delicious form of like toasty bread with garlic and oh man.
It wasn't even close.
Now I'm starting to salivate over here. That segment's done. Yeah, so for anybody that's wondering, what Mandy was talking about are essentially these breadstick things that are absolutely delicious. And they're the kind of thing where you open it up and you're just going to have one or two. And then 30 to 45 minutes later, you're wondering what happened to the entire box because they're just really nice and they're easy to snack on. They feel kind of light in the tummy. They're just diabolically designed to be devoured at once. And so the joke has been, in order for me to not want to have them, that they must be just a fish flavor or something I wouldn't like. Kind of like when you tell a kid, you won't like this, it's spicy. Of course, the spicy thing doesn't work on me because I love spicy stuff.
Actually, I don't seem to have the issue. It's called self-control.
Like I've got self-control. Look at me, I'm bobbing my head and stuff from a song that's So old. Wait, when was the song from? $1990. I will attack, and you don't want that. Hey. Yeah, we almost made it all the way around. And you don't want that. Get this little bit on the edge over here. This is the side of the bag where it's got the really long row. So that's going to be pretty cool. Wow. Hello, my new craft. Wow. Uh, I'm feeling pretty good after having not tied knots in a whole week. Yeah, we did too. In fact, it was a little bit weird to have lunch today without having cats around our ankles or trying to get up on their table. Oh, because when we were away, I brought string just in case, but the whole idea of the week away was to try to just rest and relax and try to unwind a bit. And I took that really seriously. So instead of tying knots, I did watercolor paintings of where we were and stuff like that. Yeah, I gave them before we left, we gave them 10 bracelets to see if they can sell them. I told them to just use the money that they get for it to buy cat food or whatever. And that if it works out, we'll send more bracelets. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like we took bracelets in case we were ran into people to give them away to. I thought I'd be giving one to the tattoo guy, but he was still wearing the one from last year, so that was weird. And then check this out. It's a snake skeleton, but this part in here is a ruler. So this side is cm and this side is inches. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So I was telling Mandy about some paintbrushes I wanted to get because I was struggling with how to paint the sky. I need like a flatter brush for that. And so like I found this like really pretty inexpensive set on AliExpress. And she was like, "Oh, they're 10 cm," and I'm like, "Oh, hang on," and I'm able to look now at my arm and be like, "Oh, 10 cm, yeah, that's perfect." Like I have a ruler that's with me like all the time. Like I just wanted the ruler. I didn't care about it looking like something else. Mandy suggested it could look like a rose and like have thorns spaced out on it to be able to tell distance. But she presented the idea to the tattooist guy, like, "What do you think?" And he came up with the snake idea, and I love it. I think it's so cool. Yeah, I'd like to be able to say I came up with it myself, but it totally didn't. Yeah, thank you. Oh no. Don't ask me because I don't know why, but it's like that. And that's the way it is. All your woes, your ups, your downs, your highs, and your lows. Won't you tell me last time, love, watch your clothes? It's like that. That's the way it is. Right there. Dang. We need to see how much longer. Uh, somewhere around here, I have a rat plushie. Yeah, that's probably going to have to go in the wash now. Uh, well, this is probably, honestly, I think going to be done next week. It means I need to start looking at whether or not I have the string to do the project we were talking about. So like the next project will be a sleeve to go over my beverage. So yes, my icy cool beverage, my soda. In America, it's quite common to call it pop, or some places they'll say soda pop. But I always just, for me, it's just soda. Yeah. Diet Pepsi, Pepsi Black. But I shouldn't say that because, you know, it's not like they pay me. Yeah. Yeah. So earlier we were talking about this. So apparently, if you have product placement inside of your video, they can say that your viewership is enhanced by their product, and they can ask for a cut of it. So we were just saying sodas, and we weren't actually saying the P word. Right. Right. But yeah, so yeah, like having something to cover the can makes sense. I told Mandy we should just buy one. You know, they got those things for like $1. And she suggested, why not I make something, because it'll be in all the videos and it'll be cute. So I guess that's what we're doing. Yes, I would like that very much. Yeah, I have no idea, man. I only just heard of this today. It was another YouTuber who was explaining why, if you're watching like TLC, and that's the learning channel, if you're watching shows on TLC, they'll like blur out things, you know, that have the brand name showing, and that's why, is because the brands will want a cut of it if the stuff shows up. So I don't know if just saying it counts. I only just learned about this thing. I have no idea, man. I haven't had a Hershey pie, by the way, in a really long time. It's not like I don't know how to find one out in the wild. I could go hunting Hershey pies. I know where there's a couple Burger Kings in the area that I tend to go on my days out. Yeah, sure. Yeah, they should be paying me. All right. I can rotate this again. Wait, let's take a look. Yeah. Start doing everything in code. Ixnay on the Pepsi. Right, right. Do you know it's mentioned more times in those files than the island itself? Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago is mentioned more times than the island. Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff, man. Wow. Right. Right. I hear that there were times where they had legitimate people going down there for things like Stephen Hawking, who I definitely would not imagine that he was down there for naughty reasons, but to try to legitimize the island and the whole whatever. There were some people that went there, but yeah. Right. Right. He was a physicist who was in the one of those electric chairs or whatever. He could barely move. Yeah, I forget what he had. Uh, right. Oh. I was surprised to find out he was real. I always heard that he was a theoretical physicist. I've seen the excerpt of him being on it. Yes. Well, it's good to know that I'm keeping you guys' eyes rolling. It's good exercise. Yeah, there's a few series that I would like to watch. I keep thinking of that I should get into. One is How I Met Your Mother. Big Bang Theory would be another. Really?
Two hours later.
Ooh, that's the warning that we have an hour left. I'll probably finish this row before we're done. No, I still just keep plugging along. It just used to be that I would never remember that it was only an hour left, and I forget to do things like, oh, tomorrow is the hangout where anybody, any of the members can come join us over on Discord from 9 p.m. Singapore time till midnight. What other things do I need to remember to tell everybody besides that? Oh, I'll be streaming on Tuesday and Thursday this week. For the members, that is. The behind the scenes stuff. I have no idea what's in store. I know that I have got to get hustling on some work around here because I'm kind of behind in videos. All that's done. I see what you did there. Some of the strings are getting kind of short, but that's okay. We don't have much further to go, so. Somebody saw a picture of me next to the big project where I have it hung on the wall, and they were like, how to say that you're neurospicy without saying you're neurospicy. I about died. Right on. For neurospicy? Oh, I think your bag definitely puts you in there. I once upon a time had a great bookshelf. I'd worked in a used bookstore, so I kept buying up books that were of interest to me. Sometimes for the amount that we gave them, the people that brought in the used books, because there was like a whole system. Like you bring in a book, it's worth 15 cents. That you can use that towards buying another book or whatever. So I would just give them the 15 cents and like, yep, that's my book. So I had a huge bookcase. Somebody in the apartment above me had a fish tank that broke and it destroyed most of my books. I had this book of limericks from, it wasn't Sagan, it was one of like the famous space dudes also had a book of limericks. I had that. I had a book that talked about, and I can't figure out what, I don't know who the author was. There was a book that talked about all of mankind's instances of when we thought we were doing something smart and it was really a bad idea. Like introducing tumbleweeds out west was supposed to keep it from becoming a dust bowl, but that like killed off a lot of the local stuff. Or that we wanted to get rid of the rats in Hawaii because they got introduced but from those ships. But then they thought that a mongoose would get rid of rats. But it turns out mongoose hunt by day and rats get out at night. And so the two don't cross paths. So now you get twice as many animals eating little eggs and things where there wasn't any predators. So yeah, I had a bunch of really good books, all destroyed. Wow. Okay, give me a second here. I need a quick timeout. Too much beverage, but I will be right back. I am back. Ooh, when my baby kisses me, chills up and down my spine. My baby, she's alright. My baby, she's being out of sight. She's some kind of wonderful, some kind of wonderful. She's some kind. Sweet little one, got to be somebody. Sweet little one. Yeah, that's a really good book, by the way. I'm watching your conversation over here. That I read it already, and it is pretty awesome. There's actually a stand-up comedian act that goes by the same title, but the comedian act is nothing like the book. The book kind of helps understand the different forms of neurospicy, or like how that kind of worked. The comedy act was hilarious though. Yeah, the book itself was pretty witty and gave examples of things that were like, yeah, like what autism, or somebody basically said, hey, I think you got Asperger's like me, which led him down a rabbit hole of doing a lot of studying and stuff. Welcome back. I can't believe I almost completed this row. We still have like a half hour left. So I guess I can start on the next row, but that's gonna kind of cutting into how long next week's stream is going to be. It suddenly feels like next week will be really short because we're really getting down there, like within maybe a CM of the end. So if we do the short row, that's, I don't know. I'm not sure that would work, but yeah, thank you. Have a good one, Rara. Oh, it was Rara. It was Manute. Oh, it was Rara. Okay, wait. I'm so not used to seeing my Newt at this hour. You're up very late. And I've got a Discord blocking my chat thing here. Let me fix this. Yeah, it was Rara. Is it? Uh, I think the itchiness is the sunburn already starting to peel. Yeah, I got sunburnt last week. I'm hating it because Mandy tried to spray some sunscreen on me. Well, didn't try, she did. She sprayed sunscreen on me, but she didn't give me a real nice even coating. So I have blotches of sunburn in like odd shapes and stuff. So like it's just weird blotches. And it's starting to get itchy in places. I'm hating it. Yeah. It mostly it needed just to get applied evenly. It was in an aerosol can. So it just sort of got sprayed and you can sort of see the directional path that she took with the can. Toodles. Be so too. Yeah. Is that a fat joke?
You may take it however you like.
I think it sounded like a fat joke.
If you say so.
I'm going to agree with Garfield and say that when it comes to workouts, there's leg days and there's arm days, but I prefer the mouth days. Work out my mouth.
I rest my case.
Apparently, I've been resting mine a little bit too much. That is true. I'm up to like 112. And like, there are doctors that say I should be 90 or less. Right. Just like the ocean under the moon, but it's the same as the emotion that I do. I got the kind of love that could be so cool. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it. Oh, ow. Ow. Wow. I so bad la. Wait, roommate as in did James get demoted? Like something, sometime in the day, something got the mellow. Give me something that is for real. Never ever. Get your booty on. Get your booty on. Like something. Shit inside. Never ever. Give me a thing. Just at the moment, having music piped into my ears, I can't be stuck on a song so easily. But I'm more or less like into whatever song is happening at the moment. Right now, it's Got the Life by Korn. Definitely not easy for me to sing. This is definitely more yelling. God thanks me, I never see the light. Say, I got the light, got the light. Uh, then I got really confused where I was with this. Yeah, we're really close to the end here. Uh, I can't believe how much we got done. There was 2 big rows, a small row in between them, and we're on to the next smaller row, and it's working. Like, I'm gonna be like halfway done with it. Thank you, thank you. It's really close to being done, which makes me really, really happy. I probably need to do a photo shoot with it tomorrow because it'll be the last time that I can do the cylinder, let it spin thing, because after next week, it'll have a base. It's kind of hot just to get along today. Our subject isn't cool, but he thinks it anyway. It's the base won't let it It seems that sounds logical, but the base won't let it. I could do something with Legos maybe to try to prop it up, but then when it turns around, you'll see what's holding it up. I could maybe. I don't know, because it's going to be squared off. It's going to be flat like this. Except for instead of having tassels, it'll be a flat across the bottom. So if I had like a flat base with like a long needle, that might work. Yeah, it's really made just to hold a phone and maybe some tissue so you can choke a table, but have a phone on you. All right. Yeah, I was just thinking something to that general effect. I need something sturdy enough to be the base. I've got really long blunt needles. I've got some that are, hang on, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 12 cm. Did I mention I really like having a ruler right here? It's so freaking handy, man. I saw Adam Savage have it and saw how practical it was. Yeah, I know, but man, it's so practical. I'm trying not to sound crazy. No. I too have a bit of a problem like that. This isn't going to really replace measuring tapes if my tattoo of a snake skeleton is so practical. See that? 6-inch ruler on my arm. This side is metric, so I can count cms, and this side is inches. That's what we were talking about. So that makes 5 times. Yeah, definitely borderlining crazy. Adam Savage had a ruler tattoo, and I thought it was the coolest idea. And so Mandy suggested doing like a rose with thorns that indicated the measurements. But then the tattoo artist had the snake idea. And we went with the snake. Okay. Yeah, so if you show up this late next week, you might find out that the whole stream is actually over with. I have a funny feeling we are really close to being done with this. Wait, there's too much anime? Trigger wrist, off. Yeah, you get the gist. I'll pass it back. Yeah, I'll pass it back. Yay. That's what I'm saying. No, I haven't seen that one. Right on. I finally got around to finishing watching Yo Yo Hakusho, and I'm watching One Piece while I ride the exercise bike. And I think one of my favorite ones, like that I would watch again and again, was what was the one where they had the $1 trillion bounty on him, or something crazy? Why can't I picture it? The guy with the red coat always seemed to be getting in trouble, always trying to stop the fights, and bullets are always flying, and everybody wanted him. 60 billion. Yeah. Trigun. Yeah, I love that. I watched that so many times. I would just have an anime day and put on Trigun and just enjoy. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's currently a bit. I had downloaded it. I used to have it on my computer. I don't have it anymore. And I don't know if it's like on Netflix or anywhere. Really? Wow. Yeah, I've got to make a couple bracelets in the next day or so. That would be a good thing to have on in the background because I don't have to look up. Just listening to it will remind me because I've watched it so many times in the past. Wow. Yeah, there was 2 seasons before. The first season kind of went one direction, and the second one became really kind of crazy. Oh, wow. That would be cool. Wow. All right, guys. That's. I think I made it all the way around. Did I make it all the way around? No, not quite. Oh, and it's going to be so hard to figure out what I did next week. That's all right. I just have from here to here to do of the short row, and then I can do a long row. And yeah, it really is so cool looking. The zigzags are just crazy. This is cool. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for making this stream absolutely so much fun. Yeah, that was great. Back tomorrow night for the hangout, and everybody, well, members are all welcome. We can hang out. You show me your projects you're working on. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's a whole day away. So, yeah. Oh, wait, before I go, I need to quick do a screen grab. Do, 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 do. Okay. All right, guys. So, oh, wait, before I go, shout out for my YouTube members for making all this stuff possible. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for everything. And yeah, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have the string order that we just did. So yeah, that was a big thing. I should do a airplane trolley video soon to show you how full that thing is. It's crazy. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.